What is the contraceptive implant?
When people talk about having sex, they sometimes mean putting a penis into someone else's vagina. This kind of sex can lead to pregnancy. But some people like having sex because it feels good, and they don't want to become pregnant. Using contraception can help prevent pregnancy while you're having sex. Some people call contraception birth control. Pregnancy happens when a sperm meets an egg, and birth control stops that from happening. The contraceptive implant is a type of contraception. Some people call it implanon or the implant. The implant is a small device about the size of a matchstick, which a doctor or a nurse will insert into the skin of a person's arm. This is done at a clinic, and anesthetic is used so that it doesn't hurt. The implant keeps the ovaries from releasing an egg into the uterus, so even if sperm get inside the uterus, there won't be any eggs to fertilize there. The implant can be used for up to 3 years, and then can be removed by either a doctor or a nurse at a clinic when you don't want it anymore. Some people like the implant because it's a very effective form of birth control. It's the most effective form of contraception in Canada right now. Once it's inserted, a person doesn't need to remember to take a pill every day or replace a patch every week. It's quite private. You won't have packages lying around, but you will have a tiny bump inside your arm, which folks might notice. It's long-lasting, can last up to 3 years, and it often makes periods shorter, lighter, and less crampy. Some folks stop bleeding altogether. Some people don't like the implant because it can be expensive, around $500, because it can be a bit uncomfortable for both the insertion and the removal, because it can stop your periods completely, which some folks don't like, and can have some side effects like mood changes, weight gain, acne, headaches, and breast tenderness. Here's what some people have to say about using the implant.
I got the implant by talking to my doctor. I was looking for a form of contraception that was more safer than a condom, but didn't use estrogen, and so they suggested the implant. So I got a prescription from them, and then I went to a clinic and they inserted it. So the way that they inserted the implant is they froze my arm over here, and then they cut like a little tiny cut, and they inserted a rod that's about this big into my arm. And I really didn't feel anything, actually just a little bit of pressure. And now I've got like a little friendly rod in my arm. What I like about using the implant is that I don't have to remember to take a pill. I'm really bad at remembering to take pills. And I like that it is a hormonal-based contraception that doesn't use estrogen, so it actually works really well for my body so far. I like knowing that my risk of getting pregnant from unprotected sex is so low. One of the side effects for me so far is that I have kind of constant bleeding. So with other forms of contraception, they kind of can help regulate your menstrual cycle, but with the implant, what I'm finding is that for the entire month of December, for instance, I was spotting every single day. I'm struggling with that aspect of it. It's supposed to regulate after 3 months, and so it's been about 3 months, and it hasn't quite gotten there. It's getting a little bit better. So that's been a frustration for me, but I haven't actually experienced a lot of the other side effects that can come with the implant, so that's the only concern I have with it so far.
Everyone's experience is different. Just because someone liked the implant doesn't mean that you will, and just because someone didn't like the implant doesn't mean that you won't. And side effects are different for everybody. Just because someone had a certain side effect doesn't mean that you'll have the same one. While the implant is great at preventing pregnancy, it doesn't protect against sexually transmitted infections. Only condoms protect against STIs, which is why some folks choose to use both the implant and condoms while having sex to protect against STIs and give more protection against pregnancy. If you're curious about using the implant, you can talk to a doctor or a nurse.